Hey, hello. Today we talk about a trip from Marie-Pierre and Dominique when they went to the west, the United States, west of United States. Colorado. What? Oops.
This week we talk about one of the trips that
changed our lives.
That changed our life, the Western United States.
Is a special week because our trip with Native camper vans that you will see in the United States, it's actually the reason why we bought a van and why we bought the ProMaster. Their van is just extremely well built, built by friends in Colorado from Van Life Customs.
So on top of having a beautiful van,
we had a beautiful trip.
The beautiful trip that went with it, and I was like, okay, the United States of America is a very nice country. You probably know that already.
So this is our far west saga trip. Roll.
Let's go.
Intro.
Roll the intro. They do that on television.
Hi, we're Dom and Marie.
Since 2016, we traveled the world by van looking for the perfect road trip, until we decided to buy and convert our own little home on wheels that we named Vanessa.
Every Sunday, we share parts of our van life experience with as much details as possible.
Tips, tricks, and stories that we hope will inspire you to start your own travel project.
But for now, buckle up, subscribe, and enjoy the ride for this new episode of Van Life Sagas.
So the van we rented in Colorado is called the Biggie. It's the biggest? The
biggest?
Most big? It's the biggest model they have.
It's a ProMaster 136 high roof.
Yeah, and it's automatic. Well, the newer model seats 3, sleeps 2.
But the one we had was...
it's the first model they had.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's just such a beautiful van. It features a fridge, a freezer, a sink, 2 burner stove in that one. I remember we cooked a lot. There's a full dine-in kitchen, and you can load it up with pretty much everything you want. Big queen memory foam mattress and bedding for 2. What's very, very nice about Native Camper Vans Biggie is that when you rent with them, it comes with everything. Pots, pans, utensils, sheets, bedding, name it.
Yeah.
Electricity-wise, I think it comes
with an inverter.
Solar panel.
And solar panels, yeah.
And so obviously you have electricity. You can work from the little van.
Yeah, so it's very nice if you want to start van life or if you want a taste of it because it's very easy to use, very easy to drive.
Yep.
You don't have to ask many questions when you get at the garage because everything is there already set for you. So it's very nice. And this is why we decided to build our van the way we built it because we saw all these simple systems like the water system based on 2 7-gallon jugs. And I was like, that's enough. I don't need more than that. So it was pretty easy, straightforward, neat, nice to use, nice to have.
Yeah. You'll see if you put both vans side to side, a lot of the things are similar. The ceiling, the color, the bedding.
Yeah.
Most of the things from our van are inspired from their van because they just did a very, very good job.
Yeah.
So when we left Denver, we headed straight to Rocky Mountain National Park. I was really excited about seeing the Rockies for the very first time. That's actually the first time I saw the Rockies.
And the Rockies were very interesting because I've seen the Canadian Rockies and they have a little different feel to them. And what I was surprised of in the American Rockies is the number of animals that were on the trails.
We were there during mating season.
40 elks.
At night, you just heard them like...
We heard elks gang banging all around. So I've never seen that many elks in my whole life.
Lots of them.
And on top of that, when we went for hikes, there were mooses.
Oh, yeah.
Moose?
I think the plural of moose is moose.
There were moose on the trails. And we saw all these tourists getting super close, taking pictures. And I was like,
don't go close to the moose.
These are big animals, guys. When they wake up, they're not going to be happy.
No.
So that was a good start in the Rocky Mountain National Park.
It was stunning. And then we came back. It was pretty dark. We had food in the van
and we went camping.
Heard elks all night.
In the herd of elks.
Of mating elks.
You know when you feel like you're not invited to a party? That's how it felt.
Yeah.
C'est quoi, tu penses?
Un elk.
Non, mais pourquoi il crie de même?
C'est peut-être une manière aussi de... Parce que c'est pas le temps où il s'accouple, justement. Fait que c'est peut-être une manière de séduction pour la femelle.
After Rocky Mountain National Park,
RMNP.
we headed west on the Trail Ridge Road. That was very beautiful.
Yeah.
And I was super excited because I've seen many images of the American West. You know these deserts, these mountains, these mesas, and everything. And I'm a big fan of Western movies, so I was very excited by all this landscape. And when we got there, I was like,
It's like a song starts.
and we got to a place named Dead Horse Point.
Dead Horse was epic. We arrived there for sunset. The view.
I've never seen something like that. I was like, okay, this is a real place. It's not only in movies and comics. So I was pretty impressed.
It was very beautiful. So we slept near Moab in a little BLM, Bureau of Land Management, which are dispersed campgrounds, federal lands.
Yeah.
Je suis en train de lire comment faire un feu. Le petit bois, le moyen bois, le gros bois, le très gros bois. Step 1, find the brindles. Find the brindles.
C'est le feu avec le journal du coin.
Oui, c'est beau ça.
J'ai jamais fait un feu de camp de 4 pieds d'eau en 1 seconde et demie.
And we woke up really early because the gate for Arches, I think it opens at 6, so we wanted to be the first ones on the trail.
Yeah.
And so we woke up really early, waited at the gate, and at 6 we just went to see the arch. And
It's beautiful.
how does it even exist? Like, you have a beautiful planet.
Beautiful place, guys.
Beautiful
place. Utah is a beautiful province. So this was the beginning of our journey in Utah.
Yeah.
So I was very impressed.
Hey, matching contributions that they never gonna pay. Helping out the needy, helping out the poor. They're working for nothing at that patriotic store. But I'll be free as a bird.
After leaving the canyons and the arches in Utah, we went south a bit more, right at the border of Arizona, actually.
Yeah.
And we went to Lake Powell. I wanted to paddleboard in the crevasses in the canyons, and that's exactly what we did. So we rented 2 paddleboards and we spent the day on the water. By far the nicest place where I've paddleboarded in my entire life. I felt like a cowboy on the water.
It's hard to beat. Not a lot of people have the chance to paddleboard in a canyon.
No.
And like the scenery was just like, what the hell is that place?
Epic.
And at first when Marie gave me the idea, like asked if we could, paddleboard in the desert, I was like,
There's no water in the desert.
on what lake do you want to paddleboard? And she's like, Lake
Wait.
Powell, what do you think? And this is where we found our favorite campground in the whole wide world, and
Ever.
we're not even exaggerating.
It's the best. We've been there. We've been west 2 or 3 times, and every time we go, we always sleep at the same place. And it's called Lone Rock Beach. So it's near Lake Powell, like very, very close. And you get to a beach. Again, it's a BLM, so it's a dispersed campground.
Yeah.
It's a free land, and it's a massive beach in front of the lake. It's sand, and everyone sleeps in their
Wherever
tents
they
and in
want.
their campers on the beach. It's beautiful.
Every morning the sun wakes up on the horizon behind the mountains, and you're like, so it's like a beach where you can just sleep and drink and have fun, so it's very nice.
Lone Rock gets the medal for the
Best camping.
best campground
Ever.
ever. It's crazy beautiful.
That gives you peace of mind. I got a plan that won't bring me down. I'm gonna burn that big store down, then I'll be free as a bird in a Walmart parking lot. I'd be free as a bird in a Walmart parking lot. I'd be free as a bird in a Walmart parking lot.
After Lone Rock is Dom's favorite place in the world, called Monument Valley.
Monument Valley is just my favorite place in the whole world.
Ever since we had been talking about going west, the only thing you wanted to see was Monument Valley.
Yeah, I think it's because of the movie Forrest Gump. At first,
That and Lucky Luke.
That and there's a cartoon we read here when we're young, and it's called Lucky Luke, and you might have it in the United States. And at the end of every story, you see these mesas and the sun setting with the cowboy riding his horse, and it's exactly that kind of setup that you see in Monument Valley.
Yeah.
So when we got to Monument Valley, I was like, I can't wait to see how real this place is. It's exactly how I envisioned it, imagined it. It was just super freaking crazy.
I think we spent most of the day just reading and looking at the mesas in the back.
It was crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's like, anyways, I thought it was beautiful.
Hier, on était à Monument Valley. C'était désertique et en 24 heures, on est dans la neige au Colorado. C'est malade.
Peace, be still, my darling. All is well, my darling.
And then after our time in the mesas and in the canyons, it was time to head back north. And that's where we stopped at Great Sand Dunes, because in Colorado, there are massive sand dunes.
Yeah.
Great Sand Dunes National Park, where you can rent, I'm not going to say snowboard, but sandboards.
Sandboards, yeah.
And you can sandboard the dunes. But we had sand in the van for
like 3 days. And honestly, when you get there and people are like, "Did you try sandboarding?" It sounds super easy to like just get your board and go up the mountain and go down. But first, going up the mountain for like several minutes,
it's hard.
It's not easy, and especially when it's hot. And going down is very hard because you can just break your ankles if you don't know how to handle.
And when you
sandboard.
fall, it's hard. Like it's hard sand.
It's
it
not
hurts.
like snow.
And it doesn't glide. Like as in a snowboard will glide this. You're like. Yeah.
That was the first time I ever sandboarded. So you feel like you're on Tatooine.
That does look like Tatooine. I feel like everything is related to Star Wars.
Everything's related to Star Wars. So we went back to the Millennium Falcon and we ate.
That's our van!
When Marie told me about that place, I was like, there's no sand dunes in the United States.
Dom thought it was like just a little hill, like
thought it was just a hill.
sandbox.
But honestly, when you take pictures on top of the sand dunes, you feel like you're in Egypt somewhere.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's freaky.
After Great Sand Dunes National Park, we headed back to Denver, where we dropped the van and said bye to our what was Home on Wheels for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was just a beautiful trip and we loved it so much. We loved the van so much. We knew we liked van life before that trip, but that trip was just like...
Bang on perfect.
Yeah. And
perfect scenery, perfect van, perfect staff, where we rented, perfect everything. Yeah, all the activities were great. And,
proof is 3 weeks after that trip, we bought our van, so it was
exactly
just
the
like...
same we rented.
Yeah, so it was just exactly what we needed for us to buy a van.
Yep.
So that was our trip in the United States of the America. If you guys are interested in renting from Native Camper Vans, now they have 3 locations. When we went there the first time, it was only
1.
Denver, but now they have Denver, Salt Lake City, and Las Vegas. I'm doing 4, but there's only 3.
And what's nice is that you can rent a van from one place, bring it to the other, and you can just take the plane from the other place.
Yeah.
So it's very nice because
it
Salt
allows
Lake
you to
City,
see more.
Yeah, all the American West is now accessible, right?
And that's actually what we did 2 years later. Now, what you just saw was our first trip with Native Camper Vans, but we love them so much. Last year, we were there for a week and we did a different loop. So that time we left from Denver and went all the way to Salt Lake City, or was it the opposite?
No. The last time we went,
Salt Lake City to Vegas.
Yeah, we did Salt Lake City to Vegas.
Yeah.
I absolutely wanted to see the Salt Flats.
Yeah.
I've never seen Salt Flats before, and I was like,
We had never been to Vegas.
And I thought we would not spend that much money, but we did.
Man, Vegas.
We went to see the Cirque du Soleil.
We were there one night. We went to see Cirque du Soleil, obviously, because it's from Quebec and we wanted to see it. And we went to get dinner at a restaurant. It was like $300 for a night. I was like,
for
what?
2 hot dogs. But it was perfect because after that we went in the Valley of Fire.
Red Rocks.
In Death Valley.
Oh, Death Valley.
Red Rocks.
Death Valley is my favorite, one of my favorite places.
I think this is another video we need to do. Yeah, so if you have the chance to explore the American West, do it with Native Camper Vans. Great rates, great people, great vans, great scenery. It's just amazing.
Beautiful. Yeah. Of course it was.
So in Norway next week, from Tromsø to Oslo.
Very long trip.
Boom.
Again, in a camper van.
In a camper van.
Yeah.
The French lesson number 12. Je me suis assis sur un cactus. I sat on a cactus. This sentence is very simple. Je is for I. Me suis assis is the pronominal verb s'asseoir. It's like saying I sat myself. Sur is for on. Un is for a. A cactus is for cactus. However, there is something weird in English because you, for some reason, allow the plural form in Latin, cacti. For example, the plural form of cactus in French remains cactus, but in English, you can say cacti based on the Latin version of it. And it's also the same for all these words. Focus, foci, radius, radii, fungus, fungi, nucleus, nuclei, alumnus, alumni, octopus, octopi, and anus, ani. So we would have a sentence like this to practice. These octopi's ani have large radii full of fungi, larger ani than the hippopotami. But for now, let's remain with I sat on a cactus, je me suis assis sur un cactus.